Greetings and welcome. This is Luke Smith at ruralvacantland.com, and I just got a question from a prospective land buyer. His name's Sky, and he's asking, how do I find land in Navajo County? So he gave me the GPS coordinates of this particular property that he's interested in Navajo County that I've got up for sale. And I try to make this more generic for any Navajo County, but this particular property APN number, I'm going to the search box in my website and I'm putting it in the search, and it gets to the particular property. This is a 2.5 acre property, and so he's saying, where's this thing at? How do I find it? How do I get there? How do I know what's going on? It looks like it's 1.25 acres, but it says 2.5 acres. I don't get it. So if you click on the GPS on my website, it's generated by some software that I pay for to come up with those GPS numbers, and it's not always exactly right on, dead center awesome. I mean, you've got a flat map in a round world, and you get some problems. So these squares are 1.25, and these bigger squares are 2.5. Two of these make one of these, and if you look at this formation, there's a whole bunch of 2.5s north and south of each other, and a whole bunch of 1.25s going across everything. And then there's a road, Cactus Blossom Road, cuts through a bunch of these properties. He wants to know if he's on the road or how do you get there. What's the deal? This GPS isn't in the middle of one of these properties. It's supposed to be the direct center, so that's already telling me something's goofy. If you look at the maps of it, looks like somebody's maybe living in the area there. Maybe not. I don't know if it's abandoned or what. But there's little trails, cow trails, truck trails, things going across this country. So I think you can just drive up to it, but you never really know until you get there and you go check it out, right? So how else can we look at this? I like to go to Navajo County GIS. And Navajo County has a GIS, which is Geographical Information System. And you get there and you go agree, and it already pulled something up for me because it remembers. But there's this red box over here it took me a while to find this red box. Maybe I'm not the brightest guy, but he's like, I'm looking for a search and a search and a search, and yeah, it's new search turned on its side because they're trying to hide it or something. You put the parcel number in there, it's just APN, the APN number, which you can get off of my website. If you go back and look at the listing, here's the APN number of this particular one that we're talking about, and you put that in there. Let's do that again. I'm just doing cut and paste, and I'm pasting it in there, and then you could go and it finds it. It's Land Adventure. That's one of my companies that owns this one. It's a GPS. There's no mailing address. I mean, if you want a mailing address, you gotta go to the post office and fill out some paperwork and try to get a mailing address. Look at this. So if you move the cursor around on the screen, here's the box. This is the county box, and if you move this cursor, and the top, up here where this box, where it says longitude and latitude, if you move that cursor to the middle of it, you get a better longitude and latitude number than the cursor that was, or the numbers that were coming up on my website. This longitude and latitude should take you to the middle of the property. Look, the road goes right along to the corner of this thing. This looks like a 2.5 acre square. If you put the cursor on each corner of this square, you get longitude and latitude. You have to write them down. You can't cut and paste them because you got to move the mouse so the thing changes, right? So if you put the mouse or put the cursor right over the corner, this would be the north west corner, the southwest corner, the southeast and northeast corner. Write those numbers down, and then when you go there in person, I think we can get a little bit more. Let's see. Let's get some parcel detail before I go on to lose you here. If we go to other, we can go to plat map. We can get plat map stuff. There's a plat map. And if we blow this up and zoom in and we know the property number, what was the property number? 105, 66, 239. So if we look at the plat map, there's 105, 66, book 105, page 66. What was the rest? I have a short memory, sorry guys. 239, so 239, if you find 239 on here, that'd be the actual property. Here's the threes, 99, 224, 225, let's see if I can blow it up. What was the number? My bad. 239. I'm sure it's on here. Sorry, I'm being so slow, but it's going to be one of these bigger boxes. $239 right here. Here it is. $239. So it's got an easement to the south border of that property, like a legal road, and it's got one to the western border. And you know, it doesn't matter what property you have in this area, they all have easements. In the south on some and the north on the others, but this one's a corner lot, so it's got, you know, it's got easements like that. So if you look at it on the plat map, you can learn more about the properties by studying the plat maps. So let's go back to this thing. So now we know this is a corner lot. There's a physical road that runs through a bunch of people's properties, but there's a legal road that runs the south border of this thing and the west border of it. So if this whole area builds in someday and someone blocks this road, you know, someone wants to build their house right in the middle of the road or something, or right down here, and they want you to drive around it, you probably start driving across the bush on the legal roads and make your own road till you get to the property again. So that's one way to learn about these properties. Something else you can do is you can pull up all kinds of information about these things. I'm trying to think of what other different ways you can pull them up, but yeah, that shows you some good basics without getting too detailed. Now, when you're out on the property, let's say you have an Android phone, because that's what I'm used to using. You get on the Google Play Store. You're going to do this with your phone, not on the computer, right? But if you're in here and you go for GPS, let's do free GPS app or navigator or something. You get a whole bunch of them. You know, you get one that'll give you arrows to it. You want one that gets numbers, you know, like just numbers. Oops. Basically, just wanted to show you how many of them there are. Let's just pick a random one here. I should probably have done this before I've used a bunch of these. These are like road ones. You want one that's got, it shows the actual numbers. GPS coordinates, maybe. Yeah, see, this one shows you the numbers: longitude, latitude, altitude. You walk around the property, you're gonna find the corners because your phone's got it. It's about what software you use to actually look at it, alright? Look at the data. So, you know, one of these kinds of softwares should do just fine. There's a whole bunch of them to choose from. That's when you walk around, you can see it, and point at stuff, and find GPS coordinates. And there's so many of them. So I would find one of those pieces of software as you walk around the property, and you get to know it really well. And that's what I would do to look up land in Navajo County. So hopefully that helps. The other thing you can do is when you're looking at details of this, you can look at taxes, you can look at zoning. The zoning on here is, they give the offsets, front, left, right, all the different stuff, single family dwellings, agricultural, barns, churches, commercial feedlots, blah, 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 blah. You can go read this and see if it helps. See if it helps you understand what you can do with the property. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. This is Luke Smith at ruralvacantland.com, where we have easy, cheap land priced long, good, solid ways below the competition. Thank you.